I'm Maria, if you guys don't know me. I am the founder of Network 52, and I'm also the Director of Business Development for Lorain Health Centers. We are a chiropractic biophysics clinic. And a lot of fun things have happened recently. I founded Network 52 last summer, which we'll talk about why I did it a little bit later. And also just recently accepted the nomination for Woman of the Year for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So that's also very exciting. Thank you very much. So I want to start with a question. How many of you in this room know me? Raise your hand. Well, that's kind of cool. How many of you don't know me? Okay, I'd like to buy you coffee at some point next week if I don't know you. Now, of those of you that raised your hand, I want you to, in one word, so that there's no embarrassing stories really is my concern, in one word say how you met me. And I'm going to ask you first.
Networking.
There you go.
Networking.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Through a connection of networking. How'd we meet? Anybody? Over here. Somebody at this table.
FEBE3.
Okay. So we see a pattern here. I asked that question hoping that it worked out in my favor, that everyone was going to say networking. I didn't ask Steve because I knew he was going to say Tinder. So it's my boyfriend. Yeah, exactly. Oh, here we go. I was trying to keep that out of this today, Bonnie. So Network 52 is something that I founded last summer, and I founded it for a couple of different reasons. I founded it because for the last 12 years in my career, I've been in business development, sales, marketing, and networking, and that is the way that I have built my businesses. I've built them organically. Lorain Health Centers has done very, very, very little outside advertising and marketing and things like that, and it's because networking works as long as you know how to do it. So the fact that everyone is here today is fantastic. I want this to be interactive because there's nothing worse than listening to a speaker and just listening to me talk and look at PowerPoints and talk and look at PowerPoints. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to say during this, feel free to raise your hand. I'm doing that for two different reasons. One, because I want it to be interactive and I want people to be able to ask questions if they'd like to. And two, I want to make sure people are actually paying attention to me and not trying to like sneak out the back here. So we don't have a clicker, so I'm going to come over here. So what is networking? Starting with the whole interactive thing. Somebody tell me what networking is. Anybody? Somebody.
You meet people with the expectation of growing your business and getting referrals.
Good. Another example of like what's networking to you? Come on. We're at a networking event. Let's talk. This is what the whole hour is going to be, or 45 minutes is going to be about. It's going to be don't go to a networking event and don't network. So connecting. Growing your business. Okay. Very good things. So networking, the definition of networking is the exchange of information or services among individuals, groups, or institutions, specifically the cultivation of productive relationships for employment or business. Keyword there is productive. You can go to networking events all you want and pass out business cards and meet new people and shake hands until you're blue in the face, but let's face it, if you're not cultivating the productive relationships, why are you going? What's the point? Are you spending an hour of your day because you wanted the free Dunkin' Donuts? Are you spending that time because you wanted to get out of your house? If you're going to a networking event, go to a networking event to actually network. So we're going to go over some of the things that to some of you, you might be like, this is common sense. I already know this. If you already know it, then great. Share this with somebody else that's new to networking. I feel like there are some tips and tricks and things that I do differently that make me successful at networking that I can share with you guys today. I had to start with this. Literally, the most important thing we will talk about, the most important thing about networking. Who's heard of this term? Has anybody heard of spray and pray? One of you? Don't go to networking events and spray and pray. It's exactly what it sounds like. Spraying business cards out to everybody that you meet, not having any productive conversations, and then going home and praying that these people are going to talk to you. It's pointless. Don't do it. It's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of time for the other people that are there. Networking, like I said, it's not collecting business cards and then just spamming them with generic content later. I was reading an article last week of these two women that started a startup company. It's no one around here. It was just like it was like Huffington Post or something like that. And they challenge each other to go to as many networking events as they can, and when they walk in, they physically split a room, like two brothers that don't get along where you like put tape down the middle of the room and you can't come on my side and I can't go on your side. That's what these women do. They go to the event and they, at the end of it, sit down and tally up who has the most business cards, and whoever got the most business cards is the winner and has to buy lunch for the person the next day. It literally makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you go and collect all these business cards? Well, they were interviewed and they said, I want to get as many good leads and referrals and contacts as possible, and then we put them on our mailing list and we start sending them content that we think is relevant to them. If you guys know anything about email marketing or direct mail and things like that, and cold calls, the rate of return is very, very low. So when you're at a networking event, when you're at a networking event, I want you to go and I want you to be productive and I want you to engage in conversation, and it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Again, common sense sort of things when you think about networking, but think right now, a networking event that you've been at in the last 6 months. How many times did you go and think to yourself, okay, I'm going to make sure that I have this conversation and that conversation. Then when you left, you really patted yourself on the back and said, wow, I did a really good job at that event. I did exactly what I wanted to do. Kind of doesn't happen. I mean, FEBE is a great example. Yes, we're listening to a speaker for the bulk of the conversation, but I noticed several people here that got here early. Don't mean to just call you guys out back there, but a perfect example is I was walking back from the ladies' room and TL said to me, hey Maria, is there anybody here that I should meet? That's how you network. That's what you need to do. Ask somebody who knows a lot of people here because they're always coming here. Hey, is there anybody you need to meet? Yeah. The guy that she's sitting next to right now is not by coincidence. I brought her back. I said, hey, you two need to meet. And now, what are you guys going to do after this? Get coffee. They're going to set something up. And the only reason I ask that again is because I know they actually will. I mean, you're not going to just, oh yeah, Maria said I should meet, and then just call it a day. It's not going to happen because these two know how to network. Don't just leave with a stack of business cards. And this is another really important thing. People are very afraid to do this. And I do this a lot of times, and that's probably how I met a lot of you guys. At a networking event, when you're talking to somebody, schedule something. Why would you not? Why would you not? You're standing there talking to someone right now. Don't say, all right, well, I'm going to go to the next group of people, and then, we'll talk later. I'll email you tonight so we can set something up. How many people have their calendar easily accessible with them, rather like in a notebook or on their phone with them at all times? Guess what? Everybody. Almost everyone. And if they don't, then they don't. And that's fine. And then you can follow up with them. But the majority of people have their information with them, and you can set something up right then and there. Does anybody have any questions about spraying and praying? Good. Glad we got that one out of the way. All right, master your pitch. So again, another common sense thing. I'm probably going to say this when I see every single slide, but I'm going to tell you how many times I'm at an event where someone knows that they're going to have to stand up at the end, such as this, or like a BNI group or an AmSpirit group, or the roundtable networking or speed networking, and you go up 2 different times. There's 2 different situations. Somebody stands up and they're like, I'm Maria, and I'm from Aligned Health Center. Like, do you not know your job? I mean, think about it. It's not that hard. Master your pitch. Know with confidence exactly what you're going to say. You know your name, you know where you work, and you know what you guys do. So I have a long and a short version. The long, I say, is usually about 30 seconds, where you say your name, you say where you're from, you talk a little bit about what you do, maybe give an example, and then maybe throw in an offer or something. When you have the opportunity to give like a 60-second commercial or a 30-second commercial, have something prepared where you can, really talk about what it is that you do. And then have the short version. And the short version is, hi, I'm Maria, I'm from Aligned Health Center. We do chiropractic biophysics. We do free exams. Are you interested? Yeah, that was a little bit too forward and generic, but if it's like boom, 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 and it's quick, get out what you have to say instead of the fumbling, oh, this is what I do, and well, what do you do? Why don't you tell me? Have confidence, because if you want to, like I said, cultivate that productive relationship, know what you want to talk about, engage in the conversation, and set a goal and make it happen there. Be to the point. Don't drag on and on and on. Again, people, want to get to the next person. They want to talk to the next person at the next event. They want to hear, the next person in line. Probably one of the worst things ever at networking events is when you have a time frame that you're supposed to stick within, whether it be a 30-second or a 60-second, or somebody says, don't talk too long. We have 25 people in the room, and someone just keeps talking and talking and talking. There's a time and a place for you to discuss everything that you want to talk about your business. Be respectful of other people's time, because unfortunately, you have just kind of set a bad kind of vibe for yourself. People don't want to then come up to you afterwards to find out more about you, unless what you said was so compelling that you had everyone's attention. They don't want to come up to you then because they're like, that person's going to talk to me for forever. So just, be right to the point. Be exciting, believe in what you're doing, and smile and make eye contact. When you're talking to somebody, Body language is very important. You don't want to be standing there like, oh, well, it was really nice to meet you. Yeah, hi, I'm Maria. You know, you have to get out of that comfort zone, and you have to be confident, and you have to believe in whatever it is that you're there networking for, whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is that you're pitching. So my example, you know, my kind of long version, you guys, a lot of you know me, so you've heard me say this a million times. Hi, I'm Maria. I'm the Director of Business Development for Aligned Health Centers. We're the first and only chiropractic biophysics clinics anywhere in Northern Ohio. We focus on structural correction of the spine rather than just adjusting a patient to make them feel better temporarily. We offer a free exam, consultation, and x-rays for all new patients. I might then throw in, since you guys are mostly business owners in the room, I'd love to buy you all lunch. I do lunch and learn presentations for groups of 3 or more. Lunch is on me in exchange for 5 or 10 minutes of your time to hear what it is that we do. It just, you know what to do. Practice in the mirror. Practice on your dog. I practiced this presentation last night on my cats. They weren't thrilled. You guys seem to be enjoying it a little bit more than them. But, you know, you keep practicing it. Keep practicing it until you get it. Does anybody want to do their pitch? Who's comfortable enough with their pitch? I wish Melissa Murtis was here because she has hers like completely down to a T. Does anybody feel comfortable enough with their pitch where they could just on the spot say it? We're at a networking event. This is the opportunity to go ahead.
Hold on, please.
Oh, I forgot.
Who was it?
We can go right here. Over there. Ashley.
Check, check. All right.
Go. Hi.
My name's Ashley Phillips, and if you hear the southern accent, I'm from Alabama. I'm with a company called ACN. We're a network marketing company. Moved up here to Cleveland about 6 months ago. We get paid on gas and electricity bills and stuff like that. Up here to build some big teams and make some money. So my name's Ashley Phillips, and that's what we do.
There you go. Ashley knows his pitch. Ashley made a funny joke. You guys all smiled. That wasn't too long. Everybody's good. Who has an energy service somewhere in their house? A cell phone, gas, electric. Raise your hand. Everybody, everyone. Guess what? Talk to Ashley, you know? All right, let's go to somebody else. I want to hear another one. Elizabeth.
Great morning to you. My name is Elizabeth Brownlee, and I too am with ACN. We are in the process of building a culture for the winners, for the future leaders of tomorrow, where they can be happy, wealthy, charitable, and free. And if you're sick and tired of being a wage slave, see me.
See? That was good. That was good. Does anybody else want to do it? Anybody else want to practice it? Is there anybody who wants to put themselves on the spot because they're not comfortable with their pitch and you want to have a room full of people to practice it on? It's the opportunity. You're getting the opportunity to talk about your business. You're at networking. Never turn down the opportunity. When somebody says, hey, how many people are in this room? 30, 35 people? Talk about your business.
Good morning, everybody. I own Creative Space, your arts facility in Avon, Ohio. My name is Judy Keene, and I'm an art gallery, a stained glass studio, and an event location for your fundraiser. My current event is Creative Women Today for March, so we're looking for artists. Thanks, and I hope I see everybody at my art location. Thank you.
Very good. When you say artists, is it just painted art? Could it be photography art? Things like that. Who in this room is a photographer that might want to display some of their fine art prints? Now, there you go. You just had the opportunity to talk about that. Now you can go talk to her. There we go. Keith over here is a photographer. Make sure you two talk. That's how you network. You hear all of these differences. Did I leave anybody out? Did anybody really want to have like 30 seconds to shine?
I'll do it.
Go ahead. We got enough time. I'm not going to turn it down. If you want the opportunity to network while we're at a networking event and someone's talking about networking, please take the floor.
Absolutely. I'm Brian Butkowski. My company is Bomb Image. I'm a graphic designer and marketing consultant. Basically, I try to help individuals and organizations attract customers. From logo design to websites to digital marketing, that's what I can do. My name is Brian Butkowski, Bomb Image.
Very good. Same thing. All right. Good job, guys. So these people are comfortable with their pitch. Maybe they weren't, and maybe they, see, I like that little fist bump there. Good job, guys. But the thing is, you have to get comfortable with that. Practice it enough, and I promise you're going to get comfortable with it. This is your name, this is your job, this is what you do, and this is what you're asking for. If you're at a networking event, those are the things that you're there for, and those are the things that you already know. So there should be no reason why you can't spit those things out as soon as somebody could walk by you in the hallway and go, hey, give me your elevator pitch, and boom, you should be able to do it. It's not that hard. Promise. If anybody needs help with it, let me know. I'm happy to help you with yours. All right, before you go to a networking event, set a goal. Honest question, honest answers here. Before any of you came here today, did anyone come to FEBE today with a goal? Yes, 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 yes. What is your goal? What was your goal today?
To listen carefully to the gems that pour forth from your mouth.
I paid him to say that. All right, who else had a goal? What was your goal? Sit back and absorb everyone else, okay? What was your goal? Planning to connect with at least one person. Anybody else have an actual goal?
Spread the word about Pasta Kelly and showcase the products that I make, including my new shave soap, which rocks.
See? She just threw in a pitch with that, too. I like it. I like your purple hair, too.
Why, thank you.
It's nice. It's new. Looks good. Who else had a goal?
To meet at least 5 new people.
Look at that. 5 new people. How many have you met so far?
Well, I've only met 1.
1.
Yes. So
4 people that do not know Elizabeth. Oh, there's 2. 3 more people, raise your hand if you haven't met Elizabeth before. Elizabeth, there you go. There's your 5. Go to a networking event with a goal. I always have a goal when I go to a networking event. Ask yourself what you want out of it. Decide what type of event you're going to be at. If it's your first networking event, I'm not saying sit here and set a goal and know everything about this event and know all the people that are going to be there. It's not going to happen. But let's face it, I recognize a lot of you that come here weekly, that come to FEBE weekly. You know who's at FEBE. You know the type of person that's here. You know that the majority of the FEBE meeting is the speaker. But there's open networking at the beginning. I was here at maybe 20 till. There was already people here sitting together and networking. There's open networking at the end of it, and then there's opportunities afterwards. There's, you know, a coffee shop right across the street. I think there's probably a cafe somewhere in the college you can go over to. So ask yourself what you want out of the event. Come up with a plan. Do something to stand out. Take a giveaway or a printout. There are so many times when I have an event coming up, like for example this right here. We'll call in TL again. Man, you're like the star today. Good thing you came, or I'd be just talking about nobody. This is TL's event, but I'm speaking at it. This is a giveaway. So as I'm going to networking events over the next couple of months, I'm going to give these to people, and it's something that's going to remember, you know, something that's going to make them remember me. It's something that stands out in that stack of business cards. When I'm having lunch and learn presentation offers, when I'm doing dinner with the docs, when I'm having open houses, when I'm having Network 52 events, when I'm doing fundraising events for Women of the Year through LLS, I bring something to give to people. An example could be, and I actually just thought of this a little bit earlier this morning. Let's say, and we can use you as an example, Kelly, actually, because I was thinking of somebody in the skincare business, or in, you know, the soaps and the natural things that you make and things like that. So picture this scenario. You go to a networking event, you meet somebody that does skincare, right? You know that you've been looking for a new skincare product. Would you be more likely to talk to that person, remember that person, follow up with that person if they gave you a little sample, or if they just gave you a business card? Here's an idea. So go ahead.
So yesterday I was at an event, and so it's Valentine's Day, so I made a bunch of samples of Rose laundry detergent. Rose is Valentine's Day, that makes sense. So I handed out samples of Rose laundry detergent.
Exactly. And to even follow up on that, do you know the people that you gave those samples to, or are you just blindly giving them to people?
Well, no, I was blindly giving them to people.
Okay. So say you were at a networking event and you were to do that. We're just going to completely change exactly the example that I was going to give, and we're going to really use you. Okay. So yesterday, Kelly's at a networking event, and it was a Valentine's Day networking event, and she has, do we hear that, or is that just me? Oh, it's up there. I thought that was from the microphone. So she has these Rose samples, and she's giving them out, and she's going to people, and she's getting their card after she gives them the sample, and she says, you know what? When are you going to be doing laundry next? Well, I don't know, maybe tonight, or, you know, sometime. Are you going to do laundry before the weekend? Yeah, I'll throw a load in. Use that Rose laundry detergent. I'm going to call you on Saturday, and I'm going to ask you how you liked it.
That's great. And I was like, I would love to hear feedback on what you think and how much you liked it.
Take it that next step. So her goal was to meet these people and to hand out the Rose laundry detergent, but what if her goal would have went a step further? What if her goal would have been to hand out 20 samples of laundry detergent and get at least contact information for at least half of those people that she gave that detergent to, and told them that she was going to follow up with them? Now this is kind of going from networking to sales, but let's face it, networking is sales. It's what we're doing. We're at a networking event because we need to sell our product or our business. So what if then she did the giveaway, she told this person, I'm going to follow up with you, and then she followed through and followed up. All right, half the people actually watched it. I loved it. One person, I didn't like it, or I don't like Rose. Well, let me give you another product then. This person has your trust. You now have a productive relationship with them. You might say, you know what? I have another scent you might like. Let me drop one of those off. And since you didn't like the Rose, I'm going to drop off 2 extra ones of the I don't know, eucalyptus. I'm just completely making things up. I have no idea what you put in natural laundry detergent. There is, see, good guess. I'm gonna drop you off a couple. Why don't you give one to your best friend and give one to your neighbor? And just continue to network, continue to build, you know, there's a term, I think it's called like spiderweb marketing or spider marketing or something like that. And it's, you know, you get to the first level and then you ask that person, maybe that person didn't have any connection to you. Maybe there wasn't a way that they could help you. Maybe you couldn't help them. One of my favorite questions, and if you guys have been to Network 52 events, you know I ask this all the time. All right, that's fine. Who do you know who? Because I guarantee that somebody is, you know, allergic to laundry detergent, that knows, you know, so-and-so that, you know, wants a natural laundry detergent, or this, whatever it is. I mean, there's examples that could go on for days. So see if there's something you can do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you spend money on. It doesn't have to be pens or the fancy little business card holders that go on the back of your phones, or, you know, things like that. It can be something as simple as like a little product giveaway, or just a printout or a flyer or something like that. Make it happen. That was supposed to be up there too. How to network at an event. Be present. Steve, I don't want to hear any comments on this one. First thing you need to do at a networking event is put your phone away. I am the worst. My phone is attached to my hand. I'm on it at all times. Look, you're on your phone right now, so then I tried to call you out about calling me out. Put your phone away. I mean, if you're standing at a networking event and you're going like this, do you guys want to come up to me and talk to me right now? Like, do I look like I'm interesting? Do I look like I'm engaged in the event that I'm at right now? Do I look like I want to meet people? I'm standing here, head down, looking down at my phone. No, I'm not really very interested in that. If you need to take a phone call, if you're expecting something, if you need to answer an email, if you need to check on your kids, I'm not telling you don't have your phone with you. I have 3 little kids at home. Anything can happen. I always want to have my phone with me. Go step out and go take your phone call. Don't do it in the middle of, you know, the room, because, you know, you're not looking very exciting if you're sitting there on your phone. Excuse me. Don't stand in the corner or at the bar. Go mingle with people. If you're at the networking event because you want to go get drunk, go to a bar. Don't go to a networking event. Don't just stand at the bar and do nothing, because that does this. Two negative things are coming out of that. 1, you're wasting your time. 2, if you're the person standing at the bar, everybody knows somebody. Don't tell me this hasn't happened to you before. You go up to get your drink. You have your drink ticket or whatever at your networking event, and you go up to get your drink, and there's that kind of like, I don't know, what's a fun name for somebody who just hangs out at the bar? Like, I don't know, is there a name for that? Say it again? Barfly. There you go. There is a name for it. So, and you come up to the barfly and you're like, oh gosh, by the barfly, here we go. What are you worried about? Them talking to you and never letting you go. Don't be that person. Just don't do it. I mean, I get if your strategic plan for the event is to stay by the bar so that you can catch people as they're coming to get drinks, and maybe your way of introducing yourself to them, if it's somebody you know you want to meet, is buying them their drink. That's totally different. That's fine. That's being creative. That's finding a fun way to network. That's fine. Minimize what you're carrying. This, I definitely learned this one the hard way. I have the biggest purse ever. I have this huge bag that I carry everything that I don't need in. And it's really awkward. I mean, ladies, how many of you have been at a networking event and thought to yourself, I wish I would have left my purse in the car? Seriously. I mean, maybe it's just me. Is it just me? Has that ever happened to anybody? I was going to say, your coat, your purse, just leave it at home if you're worried about it getting stolen out of your car or something. Just, you know, don't have all these things with you. Don't have the big bulky purse with you and holding your phone in one hand and realize you forgot something with pockets, and, you know, you're having all these awkward things. Or if you can, there's a coat check, or ask somebody at the bar if you can set it there, or hide it under a table, whatever it is. Have pockets for easy access to business cards. How many people know the give and receive pocket system with business cards at events? Does anybody know that, or does anybody do that? A couple of you do that. What I have on right now would be absolutely horrible for this. So if you give me your business cards, I'm just going to hold them, and vice versa. Mine are on the table, so I didn't really have to do that. But have something that has like 2 pockets, or if you have a business card holder that has like multiple compartments or something like that. Give and receive. So you want it to be very easy when you're talking to somebody to give them your business card, right? You don't want to go, oh, let me fish through that big purse that I just told you not to carry around, or your big coat that you probably shouldn't be wearing because it looks awkward and you look uncomfortable and not, you know, welcoming and inviting. Be able to reach in real quick. Here's my card. Thanks. Put it in this pocket. I even have a special thing that I do on my phone behind my cards. If there is somebody that I know that I need to do some sort of, you know, contact or take some sort of action on that night, I put it in a certain slot in my phone, and every night when I get home, I look, because I forget. To be honest, I get a lot of business cards in a day, especially on days where I have like a Network 52 event, or I'm going to multiple events in a day, I pull those out and I then tell myself, all right, you actually have to follow up with this person, this person, and this person. So don't just grab all the business cards and hand them all away and shuffle them all together. Have some sort of system of organization. I even will sneak away to the bathroom a lot of times and write a note on a card if it's something really important that I know I need to remember and I'm probably going to forget, especially if it was like the beginning of the event or the beginning of a day. Or right when I get in my car, I'll write something down. Don't be a wallflower. Find a wallflower and help them. So something that I do that I never realized that I did was actually explained to me by someone here. I'm going to call on TL again. Man, see, because she's a good networker. That's why. She doesn't even know I'm talking about her again. She said that one of the things that she does, which is funny because I do this as well and I never realized I was doing it. So if I've done it to you, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry if you got something out of it. I look for the wallflower. I look for the person that's kind of like standing there with their drink or maybe like looking down at their phone, and I go up to them. Hi, I'm Maria. Have you ever been to one of these events before? And I find out something from them immediately. Yeah, well, this is my first networking event. That's awesome. Well, come on, let's go meet some people. And I stand and I go, if it's like something like this where I know a bunch of people, who do you want to meet here? What do you do? Tell me what it is that you do. Let's introduce you to some people. And go take them and go introduce them to somebody. Go help them. Go help pay it forward. You've heard me say, again, if you've been to my events, I'm a firm believer the more good that you continue to put out there in the world, the more good comes back to you. It just does. It definitely works. So grab that wallflower, take them out, and I realized when we were talking that I kind of use them too. Not only am I helping introduce them to somebody else, but I'm taking them up to people that maybe I haven't had a chance to follow up with or never got back to me, or somebody that I want to meet that I've never met before, and I'm kind of using them almost as a crutch, like, hi, I've seen you at this event before. I can't remember your name, but I know that I want to meet you. I'm actually here with my friend, I don't know, Sarah, I'm just making up a name. I'm here with my friend Sarah. This is our first networking event, so I just kind of want to introduce you to, and I'd like to get to know you too. So you're facilitating that warm introduction between yourself and that other person, and this wallflower who maybe was not even going to get any contact information for anybody at that event, and you're making it all great and wonderful. And then that person just got some level of confidence that they didn't have before because of you, because you went over and you helped them, and you introduced them to somebody, and then you got to meet some good contacts out of it as well. This is my favorite one. Can't believe I'm giving away this secret. I've probably done this to somebody in this room before too. One of my favorite things to do at networking events is I look for a group of between 2 and 4 people where I know at least one person in the group. And I walk up to them, and I get that sometimes I talk way too much and I just blurt things out and I just make myself present, but I will pop up and I'll say, I'm gonna keep picking on you guys, it's easy. I'm gonna be like, hey Ashley, who is this you're standing here next to? Good to see you, I'd like to meet this person too. And what I did was, again, I facilitated that warm introduction without having to walk up to this person and just do the cold, hi, nice to meet you, handshake, oh, ha ha ha, like let's meet. I actually used someone that I know, like, and trust, that know, likes, and trusts me, and found a new contact by someone that they were talking to. Don't mean to butt into the conversation, don't mean to be rude. I just really want to make sure I meet you. You guys finish your conversation. I'm going to be right over here, but I'd love to talk with you again afterwards. Don't be afraid to do that. You're at a networking event. You're there to network. Anybody have any questions on anything so far? Pretty self-explanatory, right? Just start talking to people. Don't go to a networking event. You guys, let me ask you a question. Have all of you introduced yourself to each other at this table? Okay. You guys? Yes. You guys? You guys?
Yes, actually.
Well, did you guys all introduce yourselves to each other? Yes? This table over here? Oh, yeah. You guys over here? We're the cool table. You're the cool table. And then you guys all back here. I saw a couple people come in late. Take 30 seconds, a minute, right now, and meet the people at your table. Meet each other. Yeah. This is fun. Make that a point. You're sitting at a round table with people. Why are you not talking to each other? Why are you not getting to know each other? There's no reason not to. You're at a networking event. Network. Be consistent. People tell me this all the time. Maria, you're everywhere. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. People tell me all the time, I always see you here. How do you go to so many networking events? How are you in so many different places? Because I know networking works. I enjoy networking events. Sometimes I go to them and I'm exhausted, or I don't feel well, or I have too many other things on my plate and I don't really want to go to it, but I know that it's a really great event, and I know that I have a goal, and that I'm trying to get some new patients, or I'm trying to get, some new people at Network 52, or I'm trying to look for, a new financial planner for myself or something like that. And I'm there, and I'm present, and I'm consistent, and I continue going to these. It is important to go to as many networking events as possible, consistently attend events that have worked well for you in the past. And the reason that I say that, and I say to be consistent, is because you can build trust without direct relationships. Can. I almost thought there was like a typo when I first typed this out. People are more likely to trust a familiar face, right? I mean, if there's somebody that you've seen before, and you've seen them 4 times at different networking events, but maybe you've never talked, and you see them, they're constantly walking around the room, and there's always a group of people around them, and they're always smiling, and they always seem to have something going on, and you know that they were giving away some giveaways last time. You want to meet that person, right? So immediately when somebody comes up to you, people might then just start coming up to you. Maybe you're not going to have to try and go cold call type meet people at these events. People are going to want to come up to you. It happens to me all the time. People come up to me all the time and they're like, hey, I really want you to meet Maria. She has this networking organization. It's great. It's on Thursdays. It's free. I go all the time. It's wonderful. Hey, I really want you to meet Maria. She runs these chiropractic offices, and they really help me get rid of my migraines, and I really want you to talk to them. That's the kind of thing that you want. You want people to constantly recognize you and see you. And if you're new to it, don't worry about it, but keep going to them. It's definitely beneficial. Say hello to colleagues you've met before. So many people go to networking events and don't want to be bothered with the people that, they have already done business with, or they've already got something from, or that they don't need anymore. How ridiculous is that? I mean, go meet, go say hi to the same people again, and go say, hey, thanks so much for that referral last week. That was awesome. Let me buy you coffee next week. Give more than you receive. You guys already heard me say, I'm a firm believer in putting good out there in the world, and the good comes back to you. I guess it's the way my mama raised me. She told me, you just keep doing good, you pay it forward, you do good for other people. I hold networking events every week, every Thursday at noon. And I have 25, 30, as many as 36 people that have been at my events now. People ask me, Maria, what do you get out of this? Like, how many hours a week do you spend on Network 52 getting people here and organizing the meeting and planning the space and setting up the chairs and doing this and doing that and planning the events? I don't know, I don't really get that much out of it. And then the first time I said that, I thought to myself, how dare you say that? You get a lot out of it. You've made a lot of really good connections. You've brought new patients into the practice. You've got people to dinner events. You've helped recruit people for your BNI group. You are getting a lot out of it. I didn't even realize it. All I was doing was giving, and helping all these other people and making all these connections, not really thinking I was getting anything out of it. And then I realized, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm getting a ton out of this. My best connections have definitely come from people that I've helped. Like I used the example a little bit ago, when somebody came up to me like a month ago and said, you have to meet Maria. She helped me get rid of my migraines. I know you have headaches. Come see them. And now that person's now a patient. That's somebody that I helped. Same thing with networking. I mean, there's been a lot of people that I've introduced to different networking events that have then brought people up to me to say, hey, you've got to meet Maria. You need to go to her Network 52 event because I've been there and I've got 4 new clients out of it in the last 2 months. So continue helping other people. I'm always asking people, and I know you guys know this too if you've had conversations with me or we've ever had like a one-to-one type meeting. I'm always asking people who are good referrals for them. You learn a lot about somebody when you ask questions. And again, here I go saying that it's kind of common sense, but let's face it, when you're at a networking event and you give your pitch, a lot of times you're just talking about yourself. And then you might do the whole, oh, what do you do? But ask questions. Yesterday I was at an event at Burntwood Tavern. It was Through the Power of More. I'm trying to think, who else was there? We sat at the same table. Was anybody else there? Oh, yeah, that's where we met, actually. See, networking. It's good. But I met these 3 people that are with a local builder. And they're about a year old. Did you meet them too when we were standing there? No? Okay. If you need to, let me know. I can connect you guys. See how that works? That's what I'm constantly doing. I'm constantly trying to connect people. I'm constantly asking questions. So someone brought them up to me and said, hey, you really need to meet Maria. She's great. She knows this, that, or the other. She knows this person. And immediately, hi, tell me about what is it you do? Oh, builder, that's great. I made a funny joke. Haha, I built a house with this one builder 3 years ago. I don't live there anymore. You know, and then like I have this great relationship with them already. Hey, my sister actually works for a residential construction type company. They're not new builders, but that could be somebody good for you to meet. And she's also a realtor. Literally before these people told me anything other than their name and that they were builders, I had already connected them with someone. That guy came up to me like 3 more times during that event, like, hey, hi, how are you? You know, I'm sure we're gonna end up connecting after that. So ask questions, continue to make connections, and help people. Be an engaged listener. We can all get better at this, let's face it. That's like me saying, you know, telling people to, smile again, telling people to not be on their phone, you know, pot call the kettle black much. Be an engaged listener. Actively listen. When someone is talking to you, my brain goes a million miles a minute. When somebody's talking to me or giving me their sales pitch, I'm already thinking of how I can connect them with somebody else and like how I'm gonna talk about this or that or the other. If I just slow down, I bet I could learn more about that person, and I bet that I could help that person more, and that person could help me more because I might learn something about them that might help them connect me with somebody that I need to know. Take notes on their card. We talked about that. That's kind of like bending the card over or putting the card in a specific pocket. Run away and make a note. You can even do it right there. They might like that. You know what? Actually, can I borrow your pen right now? Because I want to remember that you told me that your sister is actually looking to buy a house in Lakewood. I know a great realtor in Lakewood. I'm going to write this down really quick. That's not a bad thing. Nobody's going to be offended because you took the time to take a note to remember something that they told you. Start your own networking group. That's what I did. I realized that I was constantly out there networking. Constantly networking. Like me being at every single event. In July of last year, I went to 27 networking events. 27 networking events in a month, and all of them were during the week. These were not weekend events. So you can imagine how many, I was literally at a networking event more than once a day. And I was going to one event for 30 minutes with a 25-minute drive to another while I was writing notes as I was driving to remember people that I met. And then I was going to the next one and staying there for 40 minutes before I got home to, you know, go home to the kids and things like that. And I went to those for a couple different reasons. I went to those because I wanted to test as many different types of networking events that I can because I knew that I wanted to start building something, that I wanted to develop a networking organization that I could call my own, that encompassed all of the good things from networking events that I'd been to. But I was actually interviewing people without them knowing that I was interviewing them during these events. I was asking questions. Hey, what do you like about this event? Have you been here before? Hey, you know, how many times have you come here? Do you always come back? What don't you like about this event? Is there one that you like better? And I was taking notes so that I could develop this. Something very interesting happened in August of last year. 2 things, actually. It turned out to be the most successful and profitable month in the history of Aligned Health Centers since we had opened. And it was also my most profitable month in business in my entire career. Do you think that was a coincidence? I know it wasn't, because I looked back and I looked at my marketing spreadsheet of how I tracked where all of my new patients came from and where all of my new connections came from, and the majority of them came from the networking events from the month prior. So it's pretty interesting. Follow up with people. How many times do you guys go to networking events and you get a stack of business cards and you never talk to them again? Honestly, we're all guilty of it, right? I do it too. And vice versa. You know that you gave somebody your contact information and you had a great conversation about the laundry soap and things like that, and you never, you used the laundry soap and everything smelled great and you loved it, but then you never called Kelly back to find out about her products. You're at a networking event. Mutually, follow up with people, both ways, basically. I always try to. I don't always do it. Like I said, always try to. The people in my card that I put in the back of my phone, that night I always go on and see if I can find them on LinkedIn and then sometimes on Facebook. People are a little finicky with Facebook sometimes because they don't like to cross their personal and their business Facebooks, and I understand that. So I usually take a look, and if it's like just pictures of them and their kids and everything's kind of marked private, they probably don't want to be my Facebook friend. But LinkedIn is obviously for that. LinkedIn continues the networking. So you can send, and don't send the generic LinkedIn request. Please don't send that one. Take 2 seconds and type something. Type something to them. Hey, it was really great meeting you at the FEBE event. I know that you had to run because your daughter was getting, had her conference or whatever, and I really love to talk with you. Like, let's connect. Make it personal. Handwritten note. How many people in this room in the last 6 months have written a handwritten note to someone in some way, shape, or form, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and gave it to the mail person. Okay. Awesome. Well, forget that idea then, Maria. No, just teasing. Those of you that didn't, you should. How many people in this room have received a handwritten note of some, how did that make you feel?
Really like loved and appreciated,
Yeah.
and it's on my fridge. Like I put the notes
Exactly.
on the fridge, I won't forget you.
Exactly.
But if you typed it or
How much is a stamp now? Like 45 cents, 43 cents or something like that? I have Wonder Woman stamps. 49, you know, exactly. 49 cents. Does anybody have anything that they do that's similar to this? Does anybody have any tips that they want to throw in or add, like with the whole handwritten note thing?
There's an online service that's just worth knowing about. It's called Send Out Cards, and they can help keep track of your email lists, but it's just on a one-on-one basis. It's a good way to get it mailed quickly. It's not on your desk. You just handle it. They do the postage. They stuff the envelope. Now, it's typed. It's not quite as personal, but at least it gets it done.
Are you a rep for send out cards?
I've been one.
Okay, but you're not currently? I'm gonna give a plug to somebody if not, but I don't want to take it away from you. A good friend of mine, Jeff Hexter, he's also very big into networking. He's out on the east side. Does anybody here know Jeff? Yes. You know Jeff, you guys know Jeff. He's very big into send out cards, and he would be happy to help anybody. It's like, I don't know, what, is it like $1 or something to send out a card, and you can go right on, you can upload a picture, you can send this, that, and the other. It literally takes like 60 seconds, and the send out cards will send out the card for you. So if anybody wants information on that service, let me know.
I think one thing that I started doing, you know, in connection with like birthday cards, anniversary cards, started paying close attention to like what's going on in my clients' lives, especially with big life events. So I have a client who on February 1st, he was officially on the list to receive a double lung transplant.
Oh, wow.
And that's something it was pretty apparent when I've been meeting with him what was going on. So whatever system you use to track your clients, for me it's Salesforce, hey, Nate, on a couple days beforehand, send out a letter to this client, and then for me, I always like to make sure that they get it the day before. Yep. Whether it's a birthday, it's the day before. So you're the first person that's, maybe the first person, wishing them a happy birthday,
right.
Or for me it was, hey, you know, I knew today was a big day for you. I'm really excited. I'm sure everything's going to go according to plan.
Exactly.
I can't wait to talk with you again soon. Like, so looking at things outside of just like birthdays and
Yeah, that's a very good one.
anniversaries.
Outside
That's the
of
person I got the handwritten note back from. So it was really nice.
Awesome, very good. You need the microphone, wait. Oh wait, Elizabeth's going.
Yeah, the one thing that I do as I'm talking to people, whatever their interest is, I try to think about that, and I also take a picture, like if it's a golfer.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in the office with them, whatever I see in the office, like with you, your card will have a kitten on it.
Aw, that's cute.
Whatever your
I like it.
interest is, if we send that, talk about it.
Very good. Steve has a question or a statement.
No question.
I'm always afraid when he gets the microphone or gets the floor at any of my events. Never know what he's going to say.
Well, revisit some of your old clients because the referrals you can get back from there. Like you can have your girlfriend make pies on Thanksgiving for some clients and then get more out of it. So
I had 12 pies to make the night before Thanksgiving when we were going out of town. And Steve, being the good follow-up to customer for good referrals, as he has said, oh, by the way, I need you to make an extra pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie, and we have to drive to Cleveland on our way to Pennsylvania, drop it off. But it works. And no, it works, though. It does work. Anybody else have anything else they want to say there? Before I go ahead.
Did it yesterday. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and plus my business is in thanking clients. Send stuff out to your clients not on a typical holiday. Christmas, you get 12 things, 24 things. Use Groundhog's Day, use Valentine's Day, and just do something simple. Yesterday I gave all my clients, a small batch handmade local entrepreneurial product with a handwritten thank you card, and it does wonders, and it's so simple. And keep it under $5, but unless you want to use my service. And
Lorain, what is it that you do that we could use for networking? Tell us about your business.
What I do is I specialize in client thank yous. We do handmade culinary gift crates, and we are a 100% local company. That's my big thing. That is our niche. That is what I like to tell people. I did bring samples with me, and I do have handouts with me. So if anyone is interested in a crate with their logo in it, or your client's logo, or somebody's having a baby and you want the baby's name in the crate, contact me, and We put 100% small batch local entrepreneurial products in our crates because we are out there trying to help the other small batch entrepreneurs get a little bit of footwork in the marketplace. So we don't use anything that you can find in retail stores. You can't go to Heinen's, you can't go to Mark's, you can't go to Bueller's. We get all of our vendors from the North Union Farmers Market, Culinary Launch Kitchen, and it's just a really unique, standout way to have your clients make, have you make them a memorable memory.
Awesome.
Being an artist, one of the things I do is instead of thanking my customers in December for the past year, I do it in January, so it's noticed. It's not that card that gets stuck in the bottom of the box. And I will take photos of all my private stained glass commissions for the year before, and then I'll do a collage photo of that and put that on the cover of the card that I send out as a thank you in January, so they see their art along with everybody else's for the last year.
Very good. I like it. So I just kind of want to, before we do a quick Q&A, I just want to wrap up with a few things. Network 52 meets every Thursday at noon. Right now it's about an hour and a half. I'll be honest, it does not stay to an hour anymore. If I have less than 20 people, we can usually keep it to about an hour and 10 minutes, but it's been about an hour and a half because I'm between 25, 26, and 30 people every week. They're free to attend. If you grab one of the cards there, you'll see that it has a website on there, network52.com, all spelled out. It will tell you where the meeting's at. It alternates bi-weekly per chapter. Like I said, there's no cost to attend. I don't lock out competition. There's no attendance requirements. Come when you can. If you ever have to come late or leave early, that's perfectly fine. I always say we should clap for people when they come late because you still made it there, especially if you were there because you were spending time with your family or because you were there at a business meeting. I mean, that's what this is about. That's what we want to happen. We want to see you successful. We want to see you doing, business and things like that. So I don't care if you're late or early or whatever it may be. There's also on that calendar, I publish all of the local Cleveland area networking events that I recommend people go to. It's just something I do mostly because people ask me literally every single day, Maria, is there any other networking events that you know of this week that you recommend I go to? So now I just made a free Google Calendar that's color coded. Green means they're free. Yellow means that they're free to attend as a guest, but you might have a fee later. And red means that there's a cost to it or a membership fee or a lunch fee or something like that. So if you ever are shy on networking events to attend, go look at that. FEBE's always on there. My BNI group that meets in Pepper Pike is on there. Speaking of networking, I'm looking for a CPA on the east side. If anybody in this room fits that or knows somebody that is, come up to me afterwards. I'm looking for someone. Excuse me. And if anybody wants to just sit down with me and learn how to network or kind of be my guest and piggyback on an event or wants to talk about your business or get some coaching on how to grow your business and develop it and sales and marketing ideas, let me know. I don't charge anything for it. We can sit down, buy me a cup of coffee if you feel like you need to give me something, or I'll come to my office and I'll give you a cup of coffee. I don't care. I'm happy to sit down with everybody because in that conversation, I'm going to get to know you and I'm going to get to learn more about you and I'm going to be able to refer to you and vice versa. So I appreciate it. I know that there's probably some questions or maybe not. Does anybody have any questions?
You mentioned that you did a lot of networking in August, and you were able to correlate that somehow to the increase in July traffic. Mm-hmm. What other techniques or tools do you have to track what you do or have done?
So there's all kinds of different pieces of software out there where you can track things, but the easiest way is a spreadsheet. I mean, just develop a spreadsheet that shows your different sources of business and the ways that you get your customers, and as new things happen, add them to it, and just start calculating on percentages. If you want to calculate how, so let's say we have three categories. Let's say I have networking events, I have print advertising, and I have internal referral programs or something like that. And to test that, I increase my attendance at networking events on one, and I do that for 2 months. And then the next 2 months, I increase patient referral programs. The next month, I increase print advertising. Track that just like you would track any other, profit and loss and things like that on a spreadsheet, and track which one is the most successful. And make sure that you're giving it your all. Make sure that you're not just half-ing it. I probably can't say a bad word since it's being recorded. I don't know. And track that and see how it works. Because for me, I tracked the different types of networking events that I was going to and the different things I was doing at networking events, and then I correlated where patients came from, and it was direct connections to going to networking events, having handouts, and and setting things up right then and there. I have my patient schedule, remote access to both of my offices on my phone at all times. I scheduled somebody last night at a networking event right there on the spot. He had on a back brace and he had just taken pain medication. I'm like, why don't you come into my office? Let me look at my schedule right now and I'm going to get you in.
You mentioned you have more than one location. Where are they located?
I have one in Westlake and I have one in Beechwood. You mean for my offices or for
Right, for
events?
your offices.
Yeah, Westlake and Beechwood. Westlake is right across from the south end of Crocker Park, across from American Greetings. Beechwood office is in the University of Phoenix building, right off the 271 Chagrin exit. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you guys very much.